what happened was I actually got suspended around like spring break of like my senior year, like close to the end of the school year. And I was already really fucking up, like pretty bad in school, and like I was kind of on track not to graduate already. And then kind of last minute, I just got caught up in some bullshit. I actually got caught off campus smoking, which wasn't, you know what I'm saying, one of the worst things that I did in high school, but it just happened to be one of the things I got caught for. My school administration, they kind of had it in through me and was trying to catch me doing something. And the little amount of weed they got me arrested, and I got, you know what I'm saying, like, barred from going to prom and going to graduation, and, you know what I'm saying, like, missed a lot of school, so I knew I was going to have to do summer school. It was a big, it was like a big change for me, just because, like, it took me off track from a lot of things that I was supposed to be doing. Through high school, I had always known that I wanted to rap and shit, so it was kind of like, it was really just like an open space, like just a big in my schedule.
I'm off the Nord, I'm off the Loco, I'm off that local, I'm on that global. I often have dreams of being locked in my mama's Volvo, watching the garage burn down. I'm off the Kodo, I'm off the top, I'm off some pot, I'm off some rock, I'm off a lot. They gave me 10 days off, that's an awful lot. I was off campus, but the officer told the office that he saw me from the parking lot. But it's
my dad actually had me coming up to his office downtown. He works downtown. I was like, it wasn't like I was on suspension just at the crib. Like I had to be at his office every day, like from the time that he woke up, which was like 6 o'clock. Like his work day started at 7, and I'd be there till like 6 o'clock p.m., 7 o'clock p.m. I'd just be in his office writing because I didn't have anything else to do. I did have homework, but it was like fuck it, you know what I'm saying? I thought I didn't really have a lot of features on this 10-day tape. It's like really it's only 3 artists that are featured on it, and that's split between 2 tracks. Family is featuring Vic Mensa from Kids These Days and Suleiman, and Windows features Alex Wiley from The Village or whatever. But other than that, it's like a 14-track debut tape, and it's like really unheard of usually in hip hop for people that have tapes like that, especially tapes that get a lot of exposure that don't have any real big name artists featured on it. But in the future, I'd love to work with like mad artists. I wanted my first tape to really be like me stepping out and like people like really hearing how versatile I can be on tracks. But like in the future, I would fucking work with anybody, like literally anybody, like Flocka, Gucci Mane, Cool Kids, fucking Jeremiah, Chief Keef. I love Rick Ross and Kendrick Lamar. Those are my 2 favorite artists. Like I really modeled the 10-day, not the actual sound of it, but just the way I wanted to expose it and portray it. I wanted to push it like Section 80 and Rich Forever, which are like my 2 favorite albums right now. But I would love to work with either one of those artists.
Not a teamwork, make the dream work. Go ahead, send an application if you need work. If it need her, then I'ma bring her. How you finna see the clouds if you never seen dirt? Now you finna play it loud, listen, now it's going down. Didn't know the name before, bet you niggas know it now. Shy City nigga made a 50 out of penny. Got some titties at the cribby and the same money with me, and we going going all out for them hoes again.
When College Dropout came out, that was like the first hip hop CD that I had that really shaped my like, you know what I'm saying, like whole outlook on music and shit. So I was really into like a lot of like heavy samples when I first started rapping and shit. I'm also really into like a very acoustic sound. Like you can hear on a lot of the tracks, it's like 5 or 6 like tracks of layered keys and shit on the track, where I'll have like different instrumentalists come in, like Nico Segal from Kids These Days. He's played trumpet on a couple of my tracks also. Like sonically, I think 10 Day is like very different from most albums, just in that like there's so much heavy instrumentation on it, so much like it's like there's soul sounds, and then there's like can feel like jazz on shit like Brain Cells and like 80s boom bap rap type beats like from Chuck English when you get to with You Got Me Fucked Up. But when I hear beats, like every time I hear a beat, like it does something different. Like I always just love to see what my mind does over different shit.
Stupid ass students, true, I got truant in Spanish. Beats by English, rap Spanish. Fluent, can't fly, got fluent. I'm fooling, Adidas influence, Nike, I do it. Coolin' with Mikey, low-key, I rock. Mags on my bikey, tay like he Chuck. Hockey, I puck, Rocky, I fresh. Saki, my cup, like Rocky, what's up? Ooh, we got
the fact that like the whole drill music movement is going on at the same time, like with Keef and Louie and Dirk and Katie and all the other artists, like just the fact that their movement is going so tough right now, paralleled by the streetwear music movement, which I don't really, you know what I'm saying, I don't really align myself with either one, but like, you know what I'm saying, like with the whole streetwear music movement with like Kimbe, Wiley, fucking Rocky Fresh, Tate Millie, like just a lot of people that are like backed by the streetwear stores in Chicago, and I just happened to drop a tape in the midst of all of that shit, or like right when that shit was starting to bubble up. Like I think it's I don't know if it's dumb luck or if it has anything to do with the fact that people are looking over here, but I mean I think it's a great thing. Like I'm actually very excited for not just myself, but like all the music that's about to come out of Chicago for like the next couple of years and shit.
I got suspended, ooh, you got suspended for Chief and 100 blunts, 400 minutes. Fans all in the stands, they hands.
I think Chicago's sound is so organic. Like a lot of people try to compare the sounds and shit to like of drill music to trap music, and like the freshman movement to like the LA sound with Odd Future and all that shit. And I think Chicago is so, you know what I'm saying, organic, just in that like we're very, you know what I'm saying, we're very jaded from like all the other like artists inside of, you know what I'm saying, inside of Chicago. Like we do like pull sounds from other places just because I think the radio in Chicago, you know what I'm saying, I think the radio in Chicago plays a big role in defining the music, just because I think the radio DJs in Chicago, and I mean you can quote me saying this, I think they just don't fuck with Chicago artists tough enough. Like I think, you know what I'm saying, like majority of the radio stations play, you know what I'm saying, the top national music and the top like, you know what I'm saying, like the top artists from other cities and shit. And because of that, I think Chicago artists don't really listen to each other like that. And I don't think people from Chicago, period, listen to Chicago artists like that. So we have to work like, you know what I'm saying, 6 and 7 times as hard to get a sound going and to build a following. So when you're working on like trying to develop a sound in a city of people that don't, you know what I'm saying, don't really fuck with each other or really like fuck with each other's movements like that, you're like really trying to build your own sound and shit. And I think like the sounds are like Chief Keef doesn't really sound like anybody else. Like people relate it to trap sound because of, I think like the griminess of it and like the fucking like it's so tough and shit, but like at the same time like it doesn't sound, you know what I'm saying, like Block necessarily or any other trap artist, you know what I'm saying, like it's his own shit. And I think it's the same thing with me or with other artists. Like I think like in other cities they have their own sound, like one sound to it. And I think with Chicago artists, like there's so many different, like even with the drill artists, like I don't think fucking King Louie doesn't sound at all like Chief Keef, and Chief Keef doesn't sound at all like, you know what I'm saying, some of his counterparts or even like some of the female counterparts like Sasha Go Hard or fucking Katie Got Bands or Shady or Chella H. Like there's like everybody sounds so different. And it's the same thing with the streetwear movement too. Like Rocky Fresh doesn't sound shit like me, or like I don't know why I just put myself in the streetwear music movement, but like, you know what I'm saying, like I don't think Rocky sounds like anybody else. You know what I'm saying? I don't think anybody within these movements sound like other people from Chicago. And I think once the world's attention comes to Chicago, and these artists start fucking with each other more tough, like I think like like, will come up with, Chicago will have its own sound the same way Houston has its chop sound and fucking, you know what I'm saying, like, you know what I'm saying, LA has its sound and New York has its sound and different places have their own sound. I think eventually Chicago will garner its own style. But for now, I think the reason why the shit's so hot is just because, and why it's like, you know what I'm saying, dominant over the other, you know what I'm saying, city sounds is because it doesn't really have one specific sound. It's just mad good-ass music coming out of one place.
All right.